Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. And we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. Obviously, this is a different setup for you guys. You're like, yo, what the hell is going on? I'm actually visiting family for Easter here, so I'm just using the office at the house here to do these shows. We're only going to be doing this for today, obviously. And then on Monday, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program and our normal studio and all of that. But just for today, or rather just for the weekend, just bear with us for now. So there's a few stories that I want to get into. And one of them is one that caught me off guard, actually, when I woke up this morning. And I got this news, or this update, rather, from Front Office Sports, right? And I'm going to read the headline for you. It says, Shannon Sharpe eyes $100 million plus podcast deal as volume contract expires. Now, I think this is obviously groundbreaking, right? As you guys know, Stephen A. Smith just signed a very lucrative $100 million deal with ESPN for 5 years, right? But if you guys remember back when Shannon Sharpe used to be at FS1 with Skip Bayless, I always said that I thought that Shannon Sharpe was one of the best at what he does. I thought he was extremely charismatic. I thought he was naturally funny. I thought he was likable. I thought he did very good with his takes, especially his social takes, although I disagree with everything that he said that he has to say in terms of basketball, in terms of the GOAT argument. I think all of that's ridiculous. But nevertheless, I always give him his credit. And for the people that follow us long enough, you will know that I have always said that Shannon Sharpe will make more money in the next 5 years doing what he's doing than he would have at any point in time for his entire professional NFL career. And it looks like I'm correct, because this $100 million dwarfs the $22 million he earned as an NFL player. And this is the report that we want to get into. But before we even get into what this front office report had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to game one between the Clippers and the Nuggets in round one. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for upfront. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let me read this article here. It says, Shannon Sharpe's media deal with Colin Cowherd's Volume Podcast Network is up. Sources tell Front Office Sports the Pro Football Hall of Famer has received multiple offers and is expected to sign a deal that would exceed $100 million. Sharpe partnered with The Volume in August of 2023, several months after leaving FS1's Undisputed, where he broke out opposite Skip Bayless. Club Shay Shay immediately took off and became one of the biggest podcasts in sports and entertainment, particularly on YouTube, where it's a juggernaut. Nightcap with co-host Chad Johnson has also considerable audience. Sharpe's interview with comedian Cat Williams has reached 89 million views and counting on YouTube since premiering on January 3rd, 2024. Sharpe's Club Shay Shay has amassed nearly 4 million subscribers. A new deal would encompass all shows on the Shay Shay network, not just Sharpe's. That currently includes Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. Sharpe's regular appearance on ESPN shows like First Take and Stephen A. Smith, Early this year, The Volume added Nick Rice podcast and popular YouTube feed. Sharpe's agent could not be reached for comment on the negotiation. So what are my thoughts on this? Okay, first of all, congratulations to Shannon Sharpe. I'm sure Shannon Sharpe views people like myself as haters, but I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I supported Shannon Sharpe when he first got on FS1 a lot. But that doesn't mean, just because you support somebody doesn't mean that you need to agree with every single thing that that person does. That's not a supporter, that's a follower. Okay, there's a fundamental difference between a supporter and a follower. A follower will support anything that you do, right? A supporter will support you, but then call you out in moments that he or she disagrees with you. That's what I am. I already listed the reasons why I thought he would be successful, but I don't like a lot of his basketball Michael Jordan takes. I think a lot of them are wrong-headed. I think a lot of them are just for clicks, and I don't think any of them really is based in any kind of common sense or logic. This is what I believe. I truly believe that. If you listen to the arguments, you know they're not serious arguments. Also, the part that really turned me off about Shannon Sharpe was that thing about being the recording and all of that. When I found out that it was some type of play, that were selling what looked to be sex products and all of that, I'm like, okay, this thing is a joke. There's no need to be doing things like this. This is beneath Shannon Sharpe. Now, some people loved it. Now, I'm sure Shannon Sharpe saw that. Maybe he saw people that had that similar viewpoint. He will call them haters. I really don't care. I don't have to agree with every single thing. But that withstanding, it doesn't take away from the fact that Shannon Sharpe is worth every single dollar he can make. And I'll tell you why. Number one, he's actually good. Okay, he's actually good at what he does. And that needs to count for something. He's good at what he does. That's number one. Number two, he takes it very seriously. You can see that Shannon Sharpe works extremely hard. He's extremely dedicated, and he's doing multiple shows. And there's no let up on any of those shows. Not on ESPN First Take, not on any of his own personal shows that he owns and operates. That's the second thing. The third thing is this. I think that he's one of the most important voices in media. Whether you like him or not, he's very, very important. And when you're that important, you should be compensated for your level of importance and what you mean to the sports media ecosystem. So all of those things being in place, I think he's 100% worth the money. Now, I'm sure Stephen A. Smith, who's also a very competitive guy, who was riding high, was like, damn, I'm a $100 million man. And now you look across the hallway, and this guy's going to be getting a $100 million deal, but obviously it's quite different. Stephen A. Smith has that contract exclusively with ESPN. That's his salary. If you go back to this report, this $100 million is comprised of a plethora of different shows, which include Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Show, and Humble Baddies. So obviously they're going to have to split that pie amongst themselves. But nevertheless, that still doesn't take away from how impressive it is what Shannon Sharpe has done, especially given the time frame. It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So first of all, big congratulations to Shannon Sharpe. Congratulations also to his team, for these guys, for the excellent work that they've been doing. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. These guys are setting the market. They're showing you the value of some of these shows. So I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. So I'm very happy for him. He deserves it. Well earned. And I hope that he continues to do well in the future and makes as much money as he can, because he certainly puts the work in, and therefore he deserves it, because he's actually a hard worker. So these are my thoughts. The question I have to the audience is obviously is this. Do you think Shannon Sharpe is deserving of this? Number one. And number two, do you think he's going to be getting even bigger deals in the future? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.